So, BRELOOM did a thing lately. So basically, someone with a BRELOOM defeated an evil team boss.
no.
And that's the most YouTube safe way I can tell you this story. Because I don't wanna get banned. I still wanted to do something with BRELOOM for this event. So, here we go. Team with BRELOOM. Now, we have our first match against a weird team with Medcharm and Colossal and Garganacl. So, BRELOOM is not an easy Pokemon to place in a metagame such as Regulation Age, but I feel like it's still doable. We Swords Dance and we follow me with Electabuzz. They put up a Trick Room, but it doesn't matter. They make the horrible mistake of Terastallizing their Garganacl to Water type, and we use Bullet Seed, the move used to defeat the evil team boss of that one game that happened. So, you can see here that BRELOOM is hitting like a truck with these Bullet Seeds, and Electabuzz is just resisting everything. So, we know that Electabuzz is goated, but BRELOOM in this set is using a Technician loaded dice set. I added Swords Dance for additional damage because, and this opponent just forfeits, which is absolutely incredible. We were at a disadvantage. We almost basically went for 0, but that's okay. I added Swords Dance for extra damage because although BRELOOM does have a pretty decent attack stat, all other stats are not amazing, especially the speed. You can see here at level 50 the max speed it can reach, it's 134. So it's not amazing, but it can be useful in some way. Also, this is not a sport set. The sport set, I felt like it wasn't going to do the deal. It was initially when I first thought about it, but I felt like a Swords Dance Bullet Seed was way better. So, next replay. Our next opponent is using the Typhlosion, Toadstool, whatever team, which is a pretty detrimental team because as you can see, in this team we have Primarina. Of course I get the only Whimsicott on the face of the planet with Energy Ball for my Primarina, but what can you do? Unfortunately this Weezing kinda annoys us because we rely on our abilities with this team. We have Liquid Voice on Primarina, we have Technician on BRELOOM, so I kinda had to play in a weird way, but it can still work. Like you can see the damage is there, even if this Toadstool has a pretty big special defense, it still get around 30-40%. We absolutely destroy the Weezing, so we can just keep going. That Toadstool got dealt with before it can do anything, any Spore or anything. They Sunny Day, they Eruption, Incineroar resists because Incineroar is goated. We knock off. I know it's not a great idea, I should have do Flare Blitz, but now they can choose another move, but at this point doesn't really matter because I Flare Blitz, I get a critical hit, I don't think it was important. And now it's Whimsicott with our hero here with Mach Punch to close the match. If you're wondering why not Bullet Punch to stay on topic, it's because unfortunately BRELOOM does not learn Bullet Punch, but only Mach Punch. We have Bullet Seed though, so it's enough. Anyway, we won with Mach Punch. I honestly didn't think Mach Punch was going to KO this Whimsicott even at 20%, but I guess Technician plus Stab was enough anyway, and Whimsicott is not usually this bulky. So, next replay up ahead. Our next opponent has a pretty weird, a pretty solid still team, because yeah, you can already tell where this is going. I predicted this because Tatsugiri Metagross is not a normal lead, so I thought about the Explosion Toxicorp stuff with Endure. So yeah, Commander will activate, Dondozo will get its boost, it will protect so that this Tatsugiri can go KO with the Toxic Orb. I Swords Dance, and this is where it gets pretty funny. I Bullet Seed onto the Dondozo, dealing a decent amount of damage. I expected Indeedee to go for the Follow Me, but this Indeedee was trying to psych up, but since I followed me, this Indeedee cannot copy the Dondozo stat changes, so it forced to copy Electabuzz, but as none, so it was a pretty fun interaction. This Dondozo keeps using Order Up and has also terastallized into a Steel type, so it doesn't get too much damage from our BRELOOM. But I decided to Bullet Seed this Indeedee because I knew it would still try to psych up. And this is where this match gets very, very, very weird. Like, you can see here that this Dondozo is not amazing. Here I misclick, I Mach Punch with the Psychic Terrain still up. So, a bit of a misclick I wanted to protect, but that doesn't matter. You will see, because this match is about to go weird. I will probably speed up the replay, but basically what is going on is that this Dondozo will essentially entertain us for a while. The whole matchup was essentially Dondozo stalling and stalling with the Protect, but we anchored into Rock Slide. They flinch us, but Rock Slide was the least of my worries. They crit me with Rock Slide, but I crit them back with Hurt Power. So this was a pretty weird matchup, but we ended up winning. Basically, BRELOOM cleared all the threats that weren't this Dondozo, and also applied enough pressure to this Dondozo to make it terastallize into a Steel type and make it weak to our Ursaluna. So, overall, it was difficult, but we did it. And now, it's bloopers time. Unfortunately, as I said, BRELOOM is not such a great Pokemon stat-wise. It's a great Pokemon for the people, apparently. But in a metagame where Ursaluna can just do this with Electabuzz that is very bulky with the Eviolite, first of all, it's also on me. I wanted to quote-unquote force BRELOOM on this matchup, despite being not a great matchup to have it with, because our opponent has Archaludon, and Archaludon could have stacked up the stamina boosts, so that's mostly on me. This was not my best match. I kinda got cocky, because this was the second match after the first match you saw in this video, so I got cocky, and I wanted to be like, yeah, you know what, let's just go with BRELOOM, I don't care. So yeah, this one is on me. But now let's go see the full team. So this is my BRELOOM team. It can get better if you put a bit more time, I feel like, because Technician Loaded Dice Bullet Seed is not a bad strategy. Loaded Dice is a very powerful item. You see a lot of Pokemon using it. There's like Dragonite with Scale Shot, Baxcalibur with Scale Shot. A lot of Pokemon usually use Scale Shot Loaded Dice. But I feel like this item on valid Pokemon can absolutely be a massive upgrade, even above a Life Orb or a Choice Band. The Technician ability is insane, of course, so I don't have to talk about it too much. You already know how powerful this ability is. I wanna see if Chinchino is in this game, so I may try to cook something with it in the future. But yeah, this is the spread I went with. So, as I said, BRELOOM stats are not overall amazing, except for the attack, which is incredible 130. So this places BRELOOM with an 182 with the EV at 31 and the max EVs. Speed is decent, but even at max speed, it's not too crazy. But the attack is what mattered the most here. Ballet Seed, this goes up to 37, so 4 to 5 times with the loaded dice. You can already see that this move becomes absolutely incredible. Mach Punch for a priority. Unfortunately, again, doesn't learn Ballet Punch. It would have been so fun if it did, but I had to go with Mach Punch. So yeah, we are running double stab with Terrafire to avoid any bursts with Will-O-Wisps of some sorts. Swords Dance as a solid setup move, and of course Protect. We have Electabuzz. It's my usual Electabuzz. I really like how Electabuzz and Magmar play in this metagame. Electro Wave for extra speed control, because especially with BRELOOM with only 70 base speed, we need all the speed control we can afford in order to make BRELOOM attack before our opponents. And also Electabuzz does a pretty good job at redirecting the damage of anything. So I feel like this duo is pretty powerful. So yeah, we have Protect here, of course, and then we have Volt Switch to enable some pivots, some in and outs. You never know. Then we have classic Incineroar. I don't even have to spend too much about talking about Incineroar. We all know Incineroar. We either love or hate Incineroar, but we cannot deny he is always here for us. So yeah. Then we have Whimsicott, Terra Steel, Cover Clock, Prankster, Tailwind and Core Moonblast, Protect. With this spread, it's more bulky, even if it doesn't really matter. But Whimsicott is here just to Tailwind and then Core. So yeah, usual Whimsicott. Then we have Primarina. Primarina is one of the other damage dealers of this team. And the reason is I usually don't like having just one Pokemon dealing all the damage of the team. So I usually use more than one, like at least 2 with some supports around there. So I went for Primarina. Icy Wind, again, speed control extremely important when you have such low base speed with your main Pokemon of the team. This is a BRELOOM based team, so I wanted more speed control. And also, since this Primarina has a Throat Spray, this Icy Wind can deal quite a little bit of damage actually, so it's a solid move. Then we have Hyper Voice, thanks to Liquid Voice, becomes a water type, so solid stab move. It also triggers Throat Spray, Protect, Moonblast as staples. Very bulky, decently fast, even if speed with Primarina is kinda weird, but we have Icy Wind and Tailwind support, so that's okay. We also have Electro Web, so yeah, very bulky overall with just modest nature, just to capitalize better on the Throat Spray. So yeah, pretty usual Primarina. Then we have Ursaluna with Seal Scarf. You can rock a Life Orb actually. I will probably give you Life Orb here because it's slightly better. Blood Moon, Earth Power, Hyper Voice, Protect. This is mean speed. I kept it mean speed as an answer for Art the Trick Room teams. I'm unsure if I should give you a faster version of Ursaluna. I will give you this version, but overall, yeah, if you wanna change it to a fast Ursaluna and then rely, actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you a fast Ursaluna here, because even if it's not an amazing speed level, with enough support, it can still do pretty decently. We have a lot of ways to speed control, so yeah, you can change it. These spreads are not forced. This is You can change as you please. So this is my team or with BRELOOM. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Let me know also in the comments how surprised you were that BRELOOM defeated Giovanni with just Bullet Seed. And as always, I will see you next time. Bye!